The Power universe is expanding each day, and I'm so down for it. Recently, we got some updates on the upcoming spin-offs, and one of them is called Legacy, which will follow Tommy and Tariq's stories in the present time. I'm telling y'all, it looks pretty promising, and I want to talk about its first episode and hear your opinions after. Now, first things first, how did Tommy and Tariq end up in a spin-off together? I know some of y'all don't even like the idea of this spin-off, but honestly, I was rooting for this to happen for years. Yes, Tariq messed up killing his dad like that, and it ruined Tommy. For him, Ghost was the closest thing he could call family, and Tariq took it away from him. Before things came down to this, Tommy and Tariq had that great uncle-nephew energy I've quite enjoyed, and in Tariq's defense, he didn't say anything about Tommy almost throwing him off the terrace. Tommy embraced Tariq because he's Ghost's son and deeply cared about him. He wanted the best for him, yet Tariq was determined to keep his nose in the mud. But he also always loved Tommy because he was his Uncle Tommy. So yeah, I really miss watching them together. Legacy is set to follow the events of Force, so basically it'll become clearer once we get the Season 3 finale of Force, but we have some tips and clues about the show, including the very first episode. For instance, we know for a fact that Tommy can't return to NYC, and he's already battling in Chicago. So both Tariq and Tommy have to find a new place to move on with their lives and business. To me, California sounds great because we got Rodolfo there. Tommy even considered going to California and teaming up with him, but then gave up since he enjoys Chicago. Besides Rodolfo, we also got Jason's cartel network. That would be a new start for Tommy and Tariq, but it also wouldn't be too difficult, you know? I think our boys can handle a little challenge, so what if they start from the bottom in a different country? Yeah, that's possible. Our beloved adult Kanan and also the executive producer 50 Cent earlier revealed that he's interested in expanding the universe across the globe, especially London. Right after that, many sources confirmed that a London-based spin-off is in the works. So, when asked about it, Starz programming boss Catherine Busby said, "I am not at liberty to answer anything in that vein, except to say what we love about Power is the potential to spin off and to spin off successfully, which we have done, which in theory, we would love to do again. I love that you're hearing it. Go girl, give us nothing." Anyways, back to the topic, Tariq has a lot to learn from Tommy. So in this spinoff, we can see him as a mentor and Tariq as his right-hand man. Together, they can find new allies as well as enemies, start from scratch, and build a new business in London out of their comfort zone. In Force's final episode, I expect Tommy and Tariq to come up with a plan. I believe things will come to a point where both of them will realize they can no longer stay in Chicago. Of course, they'll think about their options, but eventually realize no matter where they go, the past will haunt them, and at that point, they may decide to move to another country. But it shouldn't be too random, right? I believe the third and final season of Force will set the stage for London. I just don't know how. The final scene may show us Tommy and Tariq hitting the road for a new beginning. In a post-credit scene, we might see them at the airport and Tariq asking, "Now what?" In episode 1, I expect a time jump. Just a few weeks though, nothing too crazy. That way we can get to see where they settled in, what their new plans are and stuff like that. But knowing Tommy boy, I don't think they'll wait too long, you know? In the first episode of Force, he was right in the action with all the connections he needed, so I expect nothing less from him. But since he has Tariq on his side, this time he could take more calculated steps to protect him. Besides that, I also expect and hope that we'll get to see some familiar faces. Like, I'd love to have Diamond in Legacy, but would he really leave Chicago? I doubt it. But he could be Tommy's guy in the States, you know? On the other hand, Tommy might choose to bring D-Mac along to take care of him, but since he's always wanted him to stay away from all this bullshit, I'm not really sure. On Tariq's side, we have Effie, but even though she's been loyal and very much in love with Tariq, I'm not really sure if she'd give up her own life and business. But still, we may get to see her in the first episode, maybe with a flashback or a phone call. Who else do you want to see in Legacy, and what do you think will happen in episode 1? Let's discuss in the comments below and watch this video next.